Get these items before you can't anymore. Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. What am I talking about? I'm talking about hot ticket items, things that may or may not be available to us in the short term, long term, whatever it may be. Remember, toilet paper, hand sanitizer, rubbing alcohol, those kind of things. Yeast also was a big one, I know, during the whole lockdowns and all that stuff like that. I did a video, the same kind of title, same idea, about a year ago. So I thought I'd revisit this title. What do I think now are the hot ticket items to get, to make sure that you have? Well, number one, for me, because I want to be self-sufficient, right? Self-reliant as much as possible. I understand I can't make everything. I don't have machining facilities. I don't have a textile company, stuff like that. But live as sustainable as possible. Being able to provide for my family and myself. So, my number one hot ticket, or I'm not really doing this in order, but my big hot ticket is seeds. Seeds, I think, are number one. And then also, right there also would be like chickens, baby chicks. Raising your own animals. It doesn't have to be chickens. If you want to raise rabbits, fine. If you want to raise cows, fine. If you want to raise, turkeys, I don't care, whatever. Some animal that you can raise, they'll provide your family with meat and or eggs, aka protein, right? That's what we're talking about, yeah. Because you can grow your whole garden and stuff like that. And there's a lot of vegetables and different things you can grow that have protein in them, yes. But I feel the need that we would probably need more protein than that. So I think raising animals is a very, very good way to complement gardening. So along with that, anything associated with your garden that you don't have, materials to build raised beds, maybe soil, compost, different things like that that you might need to establish, grow, and maintain your garden. I like doing organic, so I don't have to worry about getting chemicals and stuff like that. But what are organic ways to deal with the pests in your area? I don't know what area you're in, so I can't say what pests you have. We have some here, but it's not too bad. So I would say the things that enable you to be self-sustainable. Chicken wire to repair your chicken coop. Anything like that. Grow lamps for starting seeds inside. Greenhouses. Anything associated with self-sustainability. A better chicken coop, a bigger chicken coop, more wood, more lumber to build, to add on. And then what are some other items? I think bulk foods, of course. Beans, rice, corn, wheat, lentils, all the things like that. Mass quantities. That's always good to have because all those things are also seeds, right? Yeah, so dual purpose, right? You can eat them and you can plant them and grow them. So that's a really good idea. But along with the basics, we've been over that, and I mean that's a dead horse in the prepper community. We all know to stockpile lots of, dried, long-term food like that. So what are some other things we can think about? Well, what are the supporting elements? The supporting elements are also very important for that food and the ability to cook and prepare that food. So what are supporting elements? I mean things like beans and rice take a lot of water, right? So water storage is a big one. I've been doing a lot lately. We've been trying to increase our water storage. And we were going to use part of our stimulus check for a big, huge, 5,000, I think, 3,000, 5,000 gallon water, big, huge water container. Well, now we need the stimulus check to help support us since I just lost my job. So that's changed. But since we're not doing that, I've been concentrating on still upping our water storage, especially potable water. I'll put water in almost anything, okay? But for two uses. For watering the garden, bathing in, doing things non-potable. It doesn't necessarily have to be drinkable. You still don't want it nasty, of course, but you don't have to worry about like BPA free and all this stuff like that. Plus, if I'm in a scenario like if it's a big collapse situation, I'm sorry, but I'm not really concerned about dying when I'm 90 years old because I had too many BPAs in my system. Sorry. I want water. I want to live. So that may be a secondary concern. Sure, if you can get BPA free, all this stuff like that, great, go for it. You don't want those chemicals leaching into the water you drink and stuff like that. Okay, great. But, buckets. You could put water in buckets. What we do a lot of, anytime I empty a container, and it depends on the container what I use it for, if it's potable water or non-potable water. Laundry detergent, we use liquid laundry detergent. So those big, things that liquid laundry detergent comes in. Rinse them out really well, and then pour them full of water. Or you can mark on them with a Sharpie, which is a vital prepper tool, Sharpie. Mark them with a Sharpie, not rinsed or something like that, so that the soap that's in there is good to go. You have soap mixed, it's watered down, but you can still use that for washing yourself, laundering your clothes, stuff like that. So you may not want to rinse it, but just make sure you know the difference between the ones that have been rinsed thoroughly and that are clean, fresh water versus the ones that have soap in them. You don't want to be drinking the soap. And then also, like sparkling water bottles, like 2-liter soda bottles. We don't really drink it like that. Sometimes we do, but those are great. Juice, soda, sparkling water bottles, all those kind of bottles that had things that humans drink. Refill them. What I do is I go to my sink and I turn the water on, as hot as it gets. I fill it up about halfway with water. I put some dish soap in there. I shake it around really well. And, at least 30 seconds, a minute, something like that. Maybe let them sit, rotate it around so the soaps and all of a sudden they're soaking in there. And basically what I do is I go through a sanitization process. I sanitize them really well. And then I refill them full of water. And then one of the tricks is at the top, I always make sure that you got that positive bubble at the top. So when I put the lid on, there's the least amount of air, aka bacteria, in there as possible. And then I put it in a location wherever it is that I'm putting water at the time for long-term storage. So, and that's potable water. Like I said, laundry detergent buckets or containers, milk jugs. Also, the thing is, milk jugs don't last that long. They kind of break down, they'll crack. The plastic degrades really quickly, but you can still use it. And if it does happen to break down, put it in an area where if they leak or crack or something like that or break, it's not going to damage other things around it, like your other food, your other water, your flooring, stuff like that. So just put it in an area where it can't get damaged. Also, those big blue 6-gallon water containers that I showed you, they're Igloo from camping sections. Those are really good. But anyway, enough about water. We all know we need water. What are some other supporting elements? Yeast, I mentioned, right? Yeah, we had, people were hard to find, couldn't find yeast anywhere. So yeast is really good, used in baking and all those kind of things. So yeast, as well as baking soda, baking powder, any supporting elements, stuff like that. Spices are also supporting elements. A lot of spices come out of the Middle East. What's happening right now in the Middle East? Suez Canal is blocked. That's always a possibility for a very volatile region. Spices come from other areas of the world, of course, also. But you can see the potential for shortages, increased prices, or other things like that that can affect us. So spices are very important. And as I talk, I keep adding more and more things. I get it, yes. There's a lot to think about as a prepper. And these are just my ideas and what I'm thinking about. Whether they apply to you or not, I'm not sure. Maybe you have 500 years worth of spices for 1,000 people already. I don't know. I'm just trying to throw ideas out there, get you to use this. Remember, this is the most vital prepper tool, by the way. I know you guys have heard me say that if you watch any of my videos. Mental preparedness, mental ability, semper gumby, I love that term, which is always flexible, sorry. The ability to adapt and overcome. If ever you guys are old enough to see the show MacGyver, how he fixed anything with like duct tape and bubble gum, those kind of things. The people that can make something out of nothing, make do, fix things, those kind of things. Skills are always vital, but skills, you could be limited on time to gain skills, of course. We're all limited on time. but there's only so much we can do. If you're not into the tangibles, well, I would say tangible goods are very, very important. Tangible goods, what is that? That's food you can eat. Things you can use, 550 cord, tools, nuts, bolts, nails, lumber, soil for your garden, those kind of things. Containers for gardening, grow lamps, greenhouses, that's all tangible goods. Non-tangible goods, things like skills and knowledge. But you can get some of the things that will lead to skills and knowledge in tangible form, meaning books, videos, other things like that. Also training. Go to real world training, hands-on. If you haven't done it hands-on, then you can't really say you know it. You can have the knowledge up here, the basic knowledge where you read a book, you watched a video. Oh, I watched Asymmetrical's preparedness video on this. I know everything about it. No, you don't. I may not know everything about it. Probably not. But that's why you need to get out. You need to learn, start off with the basics, put hands on, do the things, and build skill sets. That's also very important. So, in a nutshell, what I'm talking about is self-sustainability, growing your own food, and everything that supports that, however it applies to you, whether it's greenhouses, depending on the seasons where you live, or it depends on your soil types. Do you need raised beds or not? There's so many different things. What grows in your area? What seeds should you get? What seeds should you not get? There's so much to it, like I said. So think about these things, how it applies to you, how you can improve in any one of these areas. If you got some of them nailed down, I got the garden nailed down. I got 10 acres of everything growing. Hoo-yah, awesome. Or I raise, I have all kinds of animals all over the place, so I'm good there. Okay, great. But look at where you can improve. What do you need to maintain and sustain that for long term? Meaning repair work, repairing raised beds, repairing your chicken coop, repairing your fencing for your livestock. What kind of things like that do you need? Antibiotics, right? Animal antibiotics that you can get prescription free, without a prescription, a lot of them. So think about things like that. That's a really big one, actually. Antibiotics would be right up there as a very good one. But know how to use them. I like the book Alton's Antibiotics. That's a really good book. Teaches it's kind of like a austere living, like SHTF type stuff. How you can practically use different antibiotics, what they're for, how they work, and all those kind of things. Really good book. I believe it's in my Amazon storefront. Link is in the description below if you want to check it out, or buy it somewhere else. I don't care. Whatever. If you just want to support the channel, go for it. What are other things? So yes, anything that's leading to and or supporting your ability to grow your own food, to produce your own food, to produce your own things, to do your own things, to take care of your own things. If it's off-grid, great. What about supporting elements for that? What about some extra batteries? What about some extra panels? What about anything you need to repair it? Some extra wiring, an extra inverter, whatever. How old is your system? Are you looking at maybe, you've already had it for 10 or 15 years, so you may need to replace some stuff very shortly? Well, then definitely look into what you need to replace, what you need to get, and have those things on hand if you can. Also, frugal, budgeting. We're definitely in that mindset now because we have a lot less disposable income. Like zero. Anyway, of note, those the hand whisks, the old school. You get the little handle at top, and you rotate the handle, and it does the little whisk thing. I found one of those at a thrift store the other day for $1. Great shape, works great, so I bought it. Hoo-yah! Awesome thrift store prep, budget prepping all the time. We budget prep before, but now it's just a lot more at the forefront of our minds. So make sure you're thinking outside the box, in regards to that. Save yourself money. Thrift stores, yard sales, estate sales, auctions, anything like that you can look into and that you can get stuff for better prices. Bulk restaurant supply stores, bulk foods, direct sales from farms or growers. That's always good. Bartering with your neighbors is awesome. My neighbors have a bunch of awesome, beautiful, beautiful chickens. Their chickens are amazing, and they lay amazing eggs. Yeah, as well as other neighbors that have a lot of other different livestock. So yeah, think about that. What can you offer them as a barter and trade? Maybe it's just your labor. Go over there and help them out for a while. And while you're doing that, talk. Say, hey, I see you have all this, this livestock or this animal or this garden or whatever it is that they have. Mind if I hang out with you and help? I live right down here and, I just drive by your place all the time and I see that and I thought, maybe it'd be nice to come over and help and say hi and get to know you and just chat while you're helping them. Build that relationship. Community building is a big one. If things go really south and really bad, we're going to need to rely on each other. So this is another big ticket item, is community building. Build it now. The sooner you get a start on this, the better off you'll be, because you'll have that network. You'll have those friends, those relationships already in place, so that when things go south, you'll be like, oh, hey, Joe, let's work together on this. Or, yeah, oh, you got eggs? Oh, yeah, I got a whole bunch of peas. I'm producing 4 to 5 pounds of peas a day, which I was last year in my garden. And this year we're probably going to be producing even more. Same with green beans. We were producing, 4 to 5 pounds a day for probably about a month. I mean, we grew a lot of green beans and peas. Anyway, like I said, I already tried to wrap it up in a nutshell, then I went off on another tangent. Community building, flexibility of mindset, train yourself, your mind, be more dynamic thinking, think outside the box, prepare yourself mentally and physically. That's another huge one. Physical fitness, eating right, drinking lots of water, getting proper sleep, taking care of yourselves, being more capable of doing the things. If you're not capable of doing the things because of, you're so, I don't know, whatever your situation is, whether it's, medical or a weight issue or just a general fitness issue. Just because somebody's thin doesn't mean they're fit. It does not mean they're capable of doing the things. This doesn't just apply to people that are, maybe heavy. And that it would be, whoa, that was cool. I don't know if you guys heard that on video. That was a, hummingbird. It went right between me and the camera, right about, just out of view. That was pretty cool. It was a orange one. That was really cool. Yeah, we have hummingbirds here. They're really pretty. My daughter loves feeding them and watching them. Anyway, where was I going with that? I got sidetracked by that. It was like right in me. I think you guys might have heard that. I don't know. Anyway, just to wrap it all up, fitness is very important. Bulk goods, tangible goods, and supportive element goods. Whether it's food supporting elements, maintenance supporting elements, or anything like that. So really think about what applies to you. This is a good time to analyze what you have. Go over the stuff, and at least once a year, see what you have, where you need to go, what direction you need to head, and do the things. Remember, prepping is living insurance. And remember also, here on this channel, we prep out of peace of mind, not out of fear. Not a fear monger here. The world is not ending tomorrow, well, that I know of. And no, I don't have something to sell you to fix all your problems and to help you survive the zombie apocalypse. But we do have Patreon channel, link in the description if you want to check that out. Thank you to all my new patrons. You guys rock, awesome. We've had some growth there lately. That is amazing. Thank you for your support in my time of need, my family's time of need. Also, Venmo, link in the description if you want to donate. Don't feel like you have to. Prayers are more than welcome, though. Prayers are free. Prayer works more powerfully than anything else. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day, and blessings to you and yours.